And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Well, it is the start of a brand new month guys, the 1st of May. As always, as we do on the 1st of every single month, we are going to go through the sort of state of play of the month, go through all the sort of major dates within May, whilst also providing you with some shock Jurgen Klopp news and a bit of transfer news with regards to a winger. So quite an action-packed video for you today. But let's start, of course, with May and the key dates that you need to know for your diary. Of course, on the 5th of May, we do take on Tottenham. Yes, Tottenham manager and boyhood Liverpool fan Ange Postecoglou brings his team to Anfield with considerably more on the line than the Reds. The North London team go into the weekend with a Champions League spot out of their hands, knowing they must capitalise on any slip-ups from Aston Villa, whom Liverpool win in the subsequent match. Meanwhile, the Reds will be facing for pride, but also to impress incoming head coach Arne Slot, who will no doubt be intently watching from the Netherlands. Should Liverpool pick up a point from this match, they will mathematically secure a top 4 finish. May 13th, Aston Villa away. Liverpool must then wait 8 days for their next match against Aston Villa. Originally, the Reds would have expected to be playing a European semi-final to the build-up to this one, but it will actually be the opposition who have less preparation time. Aston Villa's Europa Conference League semi-final second leg takes place against Olympiacos in Greece on the preceding Thursday night, and the Reds will be hoping to do their extra rest proves an advantage. Klopp's Anfield farewell, May 19th. It is a day that we hope wouldn't come to pass for a long time, but when Klopp dropped the bombshell that he was leaving at the end of the season, supporters quickly started planning for his last match. Due to the results in April, the match itself against Wolves won't be much of significance, however the occasion will live long in the memory. Expect a display of art and passion from the Kop, celebrating the manager's near 9 years at the club. Given the circumstances, it's fair to say there won't be a dry eye in the house among those lucky enough to be there, and that includes the departing manager. Of course, the new era now begins at the end of this month because Arne Slot is set to take over. So there you go. That is pretty much our state of play for the month of May. Not as we anticipated potentially going into this month. We thought potentially we could be lifting a Premier League title or at least the Europa League, but it is what it is nonetheless. Now, talking about Jurgen Klopp, we have got some shock Jurgen Klopp news for you this afternoon. Jurgen Klopp will take a deserved break following his exit from Liverpool this summer, but former club Dortmund are already planning on a job offer for 2025. As far as Klopp's plans go post-Liverpool, they are revolved around life outside of football, travelling and spending time with his family. The 56-year-old has already pledged to take at least a year off before considering any further roles, though that has not quelled interest from elsewhere. Most notably, there have been claims of the advances from the German FA, though Julian Nagelsmann's recent contract extension suggests there is no direct plan to take over as Germany manager. Interestingly, there is now increasing talk around Klopp's previous club Borussia Dortmund over rehiring their former manager as head of football in 2025. That is according to the ever-reliable Independent's Miguel Delaney, who claims it is seen by some at the club that the inevitable and the point of a long period harking back to the 2010-2013 glory era. Klopp was of course in charge over the period, winning the Bundesliga twice in 2010-11 and 2011-12, the DFB Pokal in 2011-12 and reaching the Champions League final back in 2013. However, it is argued that this isn't necessarily seen as a good thing either. It is unclear whether it would even be a role that Klopp would be receptive to, as though the job description is vague, the likelihood is that it includes many of the aspects that have drained his energy at Liverpool. Nevertheless, it remains an intriguing proposition given his affinity to Dortmund and their prosperity to bring back key figures from the past. Klopp's influence in Germany and certainly in Dortmund is almost unparalleled, viewed as an untouchable figure at Westphalian due to his accomplishments on and off the pitch. He would likely listen to the offer at the very least, and his next step will no doubt be a fascinating one. So there, Jurgen Klopp, guys, is coming from the ever-reliable Miguel Delaney, and he's stating that, of course, Borussia Dortmund are lining up an offer to bring him in as the head of football in 2025, which potentially could be his next step in a latest shock. So interestingly there indeed. Now, moving away from Jurgen Klopp, guys, we know this is going to be a summer of transition. Already in the build-up to the transfer window, we've heard about, well, after Arne Slot, we've heard about centre-backs being the priority, we've heard about wingers being the priority, we've heard about players potentially coming in through the door, and today is no different. Yes, Liverpool are expected to target a new winger in the summer transfer window, which could prompt further speculation over the future of Luis Diaz. Though Sporting Director Richard Hughes, his assistant David Woodvine, and Fenway Sports Group CEO Football Michael Edwards are yet to officially start their roles, work is already underway this summer. With Arne Slot poised to take over as new head coach, the focus will now be on identifying and pursuing players to add to the Dutchman's squad. According to the ever-reliable David Ornstein speaking on the Athletic FC podcast, that includes targeting a new wide player to add to the forward line that is expected to still include Mo Salah. He said, Ornstein explained that multiple contacts have divulged Liverpool's interest in another forward before speculating this could be to replace Diaz. I've heard from multiple contacts that they are looking for a wide player, David Ornstein said. Now, I don't know if that's to add to what they've already got. Is it because there's been speculation around the future of Luis Diaz, who is yet to sign a new contract? That's quite unusual for a player who's done so well. He's been linked with moves elsewhere. Let's wait and see on that. Liverpool have already been linked with a number of forwards ahead of the summer transfer window, perhaps most notably Leeds winger Crysencio Somerville. Somerville, who is 22, has scored 20 goals and laid on 10 assists in 45 games for Leeds United this season, with a majority of his appearances coming on the left. It has also been claimed that Slot is a big admirer of his fellow Dutchman, while he seems to resemble the profile player Liverpool's recruitment team would embark on. Who else are Liverpool interested in? Other forwards that Liverpool have been linked with include Nico Williams, of course, of Atletico Bilbao, Johan Bakayoko from PSV Eindhoven, Michael Osley from Crystal Palace, Kubu from Real Sociedad, Mohamed Kudus from West Ham, and Keito Nakamura from Reims. Diaz has been touted with moves to either Paris Saint-Germain or Barcelona, though it remains to be seen whether either would make a concrete approach for the Colombian. The talk over his contract seems strange, given Diaz only joined at the start of 2022, his terms run to 2027, and there has been obvious change required in the pitch before such matters are addressed. So there you go, guys. You can tell that we are in May. We are coming up with all this sort of transfer news and stuff like that. But do let me know your thoughts on the sort of wide player. Who do you kind of fancy out of that list? What do you make of the month of May in general? And let me know your thoughts on Jurgen Klopp. Where do you think his next move will be? Do you reckon he'll go into a head of football role? Can you see him going into management in Germany? Or could you see him going into management at one of Spain's big two? Let me know your thoughts overall down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.